Hello and welcome back to Podcasting as Praxis. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns also he and him.
Hooray, you're back.
Minus
He is
Jamie,
back.
who got trapped in the bathroom.
Once again.
Yeah, like a bee on the windowsill.
Well, I mean, it's probably better that he's not here for this because I wanted to, talk about an topic that doesn't interest Jamie, which is posting.
Oh, I thought you were about to say.
Oh yeah, he famously hates it.
To be fair, the other starting thing is like...
I thought you were going to say it was the fucking water companies again.
It will be the water companies again soon enough, don't you worry about it. I will never stop talking about the fucking water companies.
Oh look, it's an electric bill.
Yeah.
I think really we need to just stop saying the topics that Jamie doesn't want to talk about, because pretty much every time we bring something up on this podcast it gets met with, oh, fuck off.
No, I want to talk about this in the context of, Blue Sky rolling out age verification, because, everything's incredibly fucking stupid. This is in order to keep posting, you're either going to have to submit a scan of your face, upload an ID document, or enter credit card details that confirm that if you have a bank account, you're over 18. That kind of shit, basically. I
do wonder if this kind of thing, inevitably, this kind of thing is outfoxed by a JPEG of Mr. Bean.
It will be. There will be some level of stupidity that you can especially a visual face scan, that's inevitably going to be like that. Basically, but the Blue Sky is doing this specifically in the UK because it is to comply with the Online Safety Act, which we briefly discussed before in episode 329 when they passed it. And if you don't do any of these three things, Blue Sky will turn off your DMs and also all adult appropriate content, because they have to assume that you're a minor and I also don't really know how they define adult appropriate content. I think we can all guess, but
let me fill you in,
pictures
Rob.
of women, I believe.
Yeah, pictures of a woman, pictures where a woman could be, pictures that once had a woman in them.
Once again, the straight white male does not get a look in. Why is my beautiful body not banned?
Oh, it is, just in different ways.
Yeah, so basically the Online Safety Act is one of those incredibly dumb things, that essentially says what about the children, but for, viewing pornography and other things that exist online that are obviously not content for children and are obviously I'm not saying I don't understand that there are things online that children shouldn't see, but I don't think the Online Safety Act is going to prevent any of that, essentially.
I mean, it's just going to be...
Hoops Among Us wasn't goatseed at age 13 and didn't turn out fine.
Character building, it's what made me into the man I am today.
But yeah, so you might have thought that that's sort of the amount of stupidity that we could deal with for the foreseeable future, but possibly no.
No, Rob. No, I assure you, I had much, much higher expectations of the government, and they have not failed to fucking meet them.
Well, good, because both Peter Kyle, the Minister for Technology, he I think he's so enamored of AI that it's literally becoming an embarrassment. If memory serves, I think also one of his parliamentary
this is the guy who can't get out of his fucking bed without asking ChatGPT how to get fucking dressed. The man uses it for everything these days.
I could be wrong about this, but he has or had a parliamentary assistant that was paid by a tech company as well, one of those things. So yeah, I mean, not a surprise in any sense.
Oh, it's so fucking funny, man. You think about just, the fucking rank corruption. You can't give a nurse a bag of sweets to say thank you for treating you well while you're in the hospital, because that could be considered a bribe. But if you furnish ministers with staff off your own back, even though you're you are the company that burns down forests and dries up lakes, some kind of fucking Captain Planet villain, that's fine.
Yeah, so, but him and as well as Heidi Alexander, she of Transport for some fucking reason, they've been having some more thoughts in public about how to, even betterly protect the children from being online.
Even betterly?
Yes. English is a descriptive language, not a prescriptive language. Go fuck yourself.
Shut your fuck up, Dutchman.
Yeah. This is from
policy.
This is from the Mirror. Youngsters could have their time on social media capped at 2 hours per app under online safety measures being considered by ministers.
How?
No, they won't.
How are you going to do this? How are you going to do the thing that no adult has ever managed to figure out, which is to stop teenagers or whatever from doing things that they want to do, but you don't. If they want to do it, they will fucking do it. It doesn't matter what laws you put in place. It doesn't matter if you short of literally imprisoning them in an ISO cube.
Well, it's sort of the idea is that if you roll out this online safety bullshit for Blue Sky, but you do it for, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, the everything app, all the other shit, if you do it for everything, then at that point you can also tell which person, which account is under someone under the age of 14 or 16, and then, set sort of egg timers per app. I don't know whether or not that's how they're thinking, but sort of looking at how Blue Sky is handling it, I assume it works sort of the same way.
Oh, well, I suppose in that case, we're returning to, the primeval period where we just wander about the forest rather than being online, because, fucking hell, it's so... The enshittification, as it is called, just day by day, everything gets worse. I don't know if anyone noticed, but Chrome finally started blocking ad blockers.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome to try and use the internet with these increasingly hostile walled gardens, which they're just more and more onerous to even try and use the things that fucking exist as they are.
I mean, with the enshittification of just the general being online, let alone, not even things like Discord or Blue Sky, but just the pain in the ass that it is for this article alone to read an article in the Mirror or read something in the iPaper, which we'll quote in an upcoming bit, but it's so nightmarishly bad already. It's 70% shithouse ads for fucking muscle building drugs and Ebony the King's Assault Online, zombie slaying. Bleh. It's all the same fucking video
come
game.
Brexit, my lord.
Yeah,
yes.
You've got your protein powder ads, you've got your steroids ads, you've got your Farmville 7.89. I don't even know if Farmville still exists, mind you. You've got your Monjaro ads, you've got your fucking shoes. I don't know, those. What more could you want? Just buy.
Anyway, briefly, some more from the Mirror. The package could include blocking kids from accessing social media after 10 p.m. and during school hours.
How?
As well as... Again, you're too pretty to ask those questions. I assume along the same... Again, this is me assuming. This is not me citing anything. It's if you log into Blue Sky and, they do the age verification, they say, you are 14... then presumably that same process would work for Instagram, and therefore, the government could mandate that Instagram install a kill switch for during school hours, which would be defined as, I don't know, between 8 and 3 or whatever the fuck.
That's prime company shitting time. How do you enforce that for school age people only? None of this makes fucking sense.
I don't know, David. I don't even know why I'm trying to gauge honestly with this. It's just...
I know. This is when they tried to ban fucking chemistry or maths. What's the fucking point? None of this makes any sense. You don't understand any of it. I will simply use a VPN. Fuck off.
But the reason, you're asking the how. The more important one is obviously why would you be doing this? And that's the next sentence. Parents have been crying out for action to help their kids curb the amount of time spent behind their phone screens. The answer to this is of course it's to make the children's lives more, nightmarish, but it is to, hopefully get the votes of the parents. Because the parents, of course, don't want to parent, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Okay. So the parents who don't know how to parent are going to be confronted with a child who can't use any of the fucking apps or whatever the fuck they use to get away from their parents who can't parent.
Yes.
Is this going to be good? Will that result in good things?
Yeah, so we're going to have kids who can't go outside, can't be inside, can't be on their phones, can't do anything, really. Again,
they can do their homework and, behave and wave little Britain flags.
Oh yeah, and they can all dress up in fucking butcher's aprons.
Yeah, British flags.
Grand old time.
Yeah. And also, not to put too fine a point on it, but both Apple and Google, just through the iOS they have, there is a parental control system in there. You can just if you give your kid their first smartphone, you can set all this up already, how many hours a day that thing works, whether or not they can access it during school. This is all just you can just do this as a parent, but the article also makes the more reasonable point. It's just most parents simply don't understand the tech that well, not nearly as well as the kids.
Oh, fuck off. They use the same fucking phones. They can't get off their fucking phone.
Yeah, but they're on Facebook, just they're learning about sensible things, about, slop trough, about fucking AI sloth, shrimp Jesus shit,
Yeah, none of this needs to fucking be. The stuff is already there. All this is that parents don't want to be the bad guy. Oh, I didn't do it. The government I voted for did, so I'm blameless.
Remember when there was that political stripe that ran through the media and some of the Tory party and stuff, the nanny state stuff. Remember that? It seems quaint now, doesn't it? Really.
Well, I mean, the nanny state is fine as long as it's aimed towards Britain's mortal enemy, children.
Yeah, a nation that prides itself on the destruction of the lives of children in this country and abroad.
Elsewhere, officials have also looked at raising the legal digital age of consent from 13 to 16. If you're curious what that is, this is the age at which a child may give consent for their personal data to be processed by online sites. So you know how every time you go to
change the name of that. You need to change the name of that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
It's not something that on the internet you want to give people some sort of fucking deniability towards, no, bad, fucking hell.
I mean, what they mean by that is
never been fucking near technology.
I mean, what they mean by that is very simple. It's how every time you go to a new website and you have that consent for cookies and reject all except legitimate vendors, of which there are 5 million for no good fucking reason. Well, technically, if you're 13 or at the moment, you cannot legally consent. So if they start harvesting your data for advertising purposes, they're not allowed to do that. How they know that is, of course, a very interesting question that nobody is much interested in answering, I assume.
That's a prime example of enshittification, instant enshittification. That fucking feature, because it used to be they would just fucking automatically take your data, and now rather than
the illusion of choice,
they give you the fucking illusion of choice. Would you like to pay money to have us not harvest your data? No. Oh well, if you want to keep reading the article, you need to give us your fucking data. The legislation was not made with that in mind.
No,
well done.
Quite.
Congrats.
Yeah. So anyway, exciting news in the world of getting the children off their dang phone. And
sorry, Rob, I need to stop you there. I think the government is right to throw a child of the age of under the age of 13 who is reading The Guardian, though. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Ban this sick filth. I agree.
I can't believe that the first victims of this are going to be their own briefcase children. Wow.
But look, I don't know. I think at least I was of the last generation who grew up with a mobile phone but not a smartphone. So I sort of came to this a bit later, and I see already how with my nephews, it's they're getting they're a little bit older now, and it's getting to be at that time where they do spend a lot of time on their phone and making sure that they actually go to bed and don't play with it too much. It's this huge involved parenting thing. It requires a lot of a lot of actual parenting to be involved, and I'm not saying that's easy, and none of that
that's
shit.
Just
but
kids
it's
in general, is it not?
Yeah.
I was exactly the same with a giant fucking PC.
Yeah,
you could not get me
monitor.
off the fucking thing. I would spend every fucking evening from returning home from school to going to fucking bed, whenever that was, because I was just going to sit in the fucking thing anyway, just sat there on fucking MSN or fucking a forum or some shit like that. I was going to be doing exactly the same kind of shit. So why is this different? Why is it such a scourge now? Other than the fact that it is worse now because of the...
it is worse now because the
social media apps that exist.
Yeah,
it is, but it's not because of it be on a small rectangle, It's none of that. The worry isn't, they can have it wherever. It's, they're on fucking Twitter. They're in the Nazi den. That's the problem.
They're talking to Grok, who's just
that.
teaching them very sus fucking shit. Yeah.
Oh, aye, that's it. I really, really love to log on and speak to fucking Hitlerbot 5000, aye.
Yeah. Anyway, turning from one bit of government, stupidity to a much more, what looks to be a slightly more serious bit of government stupidity. If you didn't know, if you didn't live for these moments... I can believe
there's more.
Yeah, if you didn't live for these moments, obviously I do, it is almost time for the annual bootlicking festival of the financial sector by the UK state, which is the Mansion House Address. We've covered this in previous years. It's essentially where the Chancellor goes to the Guildhall in the City of London and tells the financial sector exactly what they want to hear.
Now that's what I call grown-up, mature government.
Exactly. So once again, the speech hasn't been given yet as of this recording, but, all the stuff that's in it has already been pre-announced to various newspapers. And I am so proud to announce that once again, we are getting a big bang in financial deregulation from Rachel Reeves.
Oh, I'm
Does
sure
that mean the economy's going to explode?
Maybe in the future, David, but for now,
guys, we're heating up the economy. We're going to supercharge this shit. We're going to go to the moon.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Now, yes. I just want to make sure for our listeners that they don't misunderstand. This is the 2025 Big Bang. It's not the same as last year's Rachel Reeves announcement of a big bang on growth, which was mainly about pension funds. It's also not the same as Jeremy Hunt's 2022 Big Bang on deregulation, nor is it the same as 2021's Kwasi-Kwarteng announcement of Big Bang 2.0 because of Brexit.
What? Right, okay. Rob, did they hand out fucking masks at these things?
I don't know.
I'm just googling that OBR productivity graph again.
Yeah. But look, to be fair, the Big Bang 2.0 announced by Kwasi-Kwarteng was essentially a retread of Rishi Sunak, who, when Chancellor, also said that Brexit would be Big Bang 2.0. It's also not the same as the 2021 Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak challenge to investors for an investment Big Bang after Brexit or during Brexit, or indeed Boris Johnson's Big Bang of reopening schools during COVID in 2021. This is the 2025 Big Bang. It's also not the same as George Osborne in 2025, eyeing up, pension pots in 2015 for a big bang in investment. So it's not the same
fuck off,
as
Rob.
any of those.
Stop.
A big bang can't fail.
There
it
are
can only
so
fail.
many. Yeah, there are only so many harrowing orgies you can tell me about.
This is a bit from The Guardian.
Going down to the
Under
Big
the-
Bang orgy for the spread.
Under the Leeds reforms, which Rachel Reeves will announce during a summit with top executives in West Yorkshire, the Chancellor will declare that paring down burdensome regulation is key to unleashing UK growth and ensuring ultimately that households are better off. Quote the Chancellor, "I have placed financial services at the heart of the government's growth mission."
Yeah, we
we
recognise that you guys are like the one thing that makes any money in this place. So, you know all that stuff that we told you couldn't do because you kept blowing up the whole the global economy. Well, what if you could just do that stuff again? And I mean, that before we could return some excellent numbers to shareholders before the whole thing has us living in caves again.
Yes, well, this is from the Financial Times. The new idea, because this is now at the heart of the government's growth mission, is that they want to double the rate of growth in the financial services in the next 10 years. So in order to get like twice the growth, you will need to do a bunch of deregulation. But don't worry, you, the listener, this will put, according to Rachel Reeves, put money in your pocket, which is what always happens when you deregulate gigantic financial firms.
How?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I have a whole long list of hows.
Oh, good.
Not to put money in your pocket, to put money in the pocket of the financial services. But that will, this time, David, this time it's different. This big bang will definitely trickle down. Don't you worry about that.
Well, just like all the times it has in the last 50 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I actually asked, Rob. I'm pretty sure the question I asked was... how will it make
Yes, but
money
much like
to be
any good politician, I answer the question I want to be asked, not the question you actually pose.
No.
So there's a whole bunch of things. I've picked some of the more noteworthy ones. Essentially, the first one is from the Financial Times. Is the government will reform, and that is in parentheses.
Is the R capitalized?
Ring fencing rules that it will.
It's just a mention of which government will do this.
They will reform ring fencing rules that separate retail and investment banking to free up capital for banks. So what that means is, back in 2008, when a bank like Northern Rock could fully collapse because they started
don't
using
fucking
consumer
over
deposits.
leverage yourselves. Don't over leverage yourselves, you stupid cunts.
Yeah.
How about you don't do that? How about you don't do the one thing that if you do that and then the bad thing happens, everything explodes? Actually, I've changed my mind. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Do donuts, stay up till 4 o'clock, eating fucking Haribo. Who cares?
Yeah, be on your phone. You can go mad. Play Angry Birds. It's
Age
a whole
verification for thee, but not for me.
But one of the ways this might, put money in your pocket is, again, from the Financial Times, this will include allowing banks to provide more high-risk products to consumers.
Oh, good. That's what we definitely want, isn't it? In the wake of the last 17 years, is higher risk, higher reward. Higher reward. It's got higher risk because it's a guaranteed higher reward.
Yeah, but a number on a roulette wheel in a casino has a 1 in 37 chance of paying out. But if it does,
yeah, that's why I always bet on zero.
Exactly. Yeah. Another thing that they're going to be doing is, again, more from the Financial Times, the Financial Conduct Authority flagships consumer duty rules, which require financial firms to ensure customers have good outcomes. Like a sort of basic thing that you need to take care of your customers rather than mainly yourself, will be curtailed to stop these rules from applying to business-to-business activities. So, you, the individual, might still be protected under these rules, but if you're, a self-employed plumber or something, then your business is shit out of luck.
That's fine. We all know dying businesses make the economy go round.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's it's simply more corpses to spend for your next card.
Is it good? Is it good when an increasing number of your debtors start defaulting on those debts when you're a financial institution, and like you're not like a sovereign state who can print its own money. Is that a good thing?
Well, actually, Alistair, they have something for this as well. Like, if you're worried about debt and things, blowing up. So, one of the things that's been happening increasingly, and certainly with large financial firms, is they have their own in-house insurance companies. Like, they have an insurance division
to make sure it's doubly sure it's all above board.
Yes. So, again, Financial Times, the Treasury plans to rework the regime for in-house insurance, cutting the capital and reporting requirements for entities that companies set up to protect themselves against risks, to encourage hundreds of these units to be set up or brought onshore. Because at the moment, obviously, all these little tiny in-house insurance companies are deregulated in the British Virgin Islands or wherever. But what if they could be undercapitalized and deregulated inside the City of London?
Yeah, okay. So the idea, right, the loosest possible fucking term is if you put these back on the British mainland, the money will surely follow.
Yeah, well, they'll have to put some staff in like an office in Canary Wharf, which is currently half abandoned. There was also a report out, which we're not covering this week, about how all the abandoned offices in Canary Wharf should be turned into discotecas, which we may do in a future episode, because that sounds fucking incredible. So yeah, no, but like you have to think about this from like a larger perspective, because like if you're a really big fuck off company, right? Like AIG famously during the 2008 financial crisis, one of the biggest like banking and finance conglomerates in the entire like financial world, basically. They had their own insurance units, and one of those was actually a sub-unit of that was the thing that like blew up because of all the credit default swaps. They were given out by this little insurance unit inside AIG. So like a lot of companies don't go to like an actual existing insurer or reinsurer. They have their own in-house thing. And what this deregulation does is it says, okay, we will allow you to keep your in-house insurance. However, it doesn't need to have as much money in the bank as previous, for when shit hits the fucking fan, that you need to have like a certain amount of cash on hand to be able to provide payout on any, even in-house claims. And like you need to do less reporting so that we can't even really check as to whether or not the lower amount of capital that you now have is actually still there. So like this is one of these things that like doesn't cause a financial crisis, but when a financial crisis is occurring, this is one of these things that pours like rocket fuel on top of the existing crisis, because all of a sudden it turns out that all these products that were supposed to be safe, quote unquote, because they were insured in-house, whoops, it turns out the in-house insurance company is now based in Canary Wharf, but is no longer actually has much money in the bank.
Fucking hell! This is literally that scene in The Big Short where Steve Carell goes around to the fucking credit rating agencies, isn't it? It's fucking incredible. It's
sort of, kind of, yeah. I mean, that's a different institution, but like it is along those lines.
Yeah, Grant, it's like not it's insurance rather than a ratings agency, but like yeah, we need to spin more plates. Don't mind what happens when they all come crashing down.
But I do want to come back to this issue of, how you, the lovely consumer, are going to get more money in your pocket. A great phrase that I love saying.
I fucking hate. I fucking hate this idiotic phrasing.
Country.
Infantilizing. Yeah.
This idiotic insert phrase here, more money in your pocket. Okay, like. I always get so mad at this because it's like, oh yes, we're going to do this stuff that's going to enable you to have more money in your pocket. But we're not going to do anything.
More pocket money for Baba.
Yeah, more pocket money.
Fuck off.
Never mind the fucking school bully who you actually have to buy your fucking water from and your fuel from, and who actually also owns your house. Never mind all of those guys who are also all the same guy, basically. You're going to have an extra £1 in your pocket every week, and we're going to take 2 more from you in the form of a bunch of people you hate.
Yeah. But what if, Alistair, from The Guardian, Rachel Reeves is expected to point to a recent loosening of mortgage rules as a tangible example of how reforms are helping consumers. This includes changes announced by the Bank of England last week, which will open the door to riskier lending, which is, that's a thing that helps consumers, by giving people the ability to take out bigger mortgages relative to their annual income. The move could end up helping 36,000 more first-time buyers on the housing ladder each year, the bank said.
36,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Job's done, Alistair. There are no more than 36,000 people who want a home in any given year.
I wonder what effect this will have downstream of that. I wonder if this might mean that house prices will continue to become increasingly unaffordable, and any of these changes to loosen requirements to prove that the mortgage that you're going to take out is an affordable amount, whether you're just going to completely erase all of that by increasing the cost of the housing market and just make everything a lot more likely to fucking explode.
No. You see, housing is an asset where the value can only go up over time. We've learned this.
Yeah, apart from the times where it very famously didn't.
No, Alistair. We've learned this.
Yeah, we've learned what we did. We've learned what we did wrong that time, and the problem was we let the housing prices go down.
I mean, look.
What this bubble needs is a big bang.
So, I mean, to be fair, like, they say this is, the Guardian just, like, copy-pasting shit from the government press release, but, like, they say 36,000. What they mean is they've lowered the requirements such that, like, even by their own estimates, this will only help 10,000 extra buyers, like, on top of the rule changes earlier this year. So, like, this is, and only those at, like, the bottom end, like, riskier scale of things, because the new bottom line that, like, if you're, like, for a solo salary, you need to earn £30,000 a year in order to qualify for, like, the government essentially backstopping your mortgage with the bank, or you need to earn 50,000 as a household to qualify. That's down from 55,000. So, like, the difference is not that big, and the number of extra buyers is only 10,000. But it's like, I'm not saying if you're earning 50,000 combined as a household, like, you're not the bottom of the barrel, but, like, these are ominous scraping noises.
Like, yeah. What
have they considered maybe, like, bringing the price of houses down?
Good God, no.
No. Well, I mean,
sorry, I've been immediately booed off stage and pelted with tomatoes.
Well, it does make me wonder, like, they loosen rules for this stuff. It feels like every 10 minutes, and it doesn't change, and it never will change the fundamental underlying problem that productivity is just completely divorced from wage growth. Rage growth is up, I hear, actually.
Yeah, but, rage growth is up,
up, baby. It's a seller's market, and
the reason none of this shit ever filters down, other than all the other reasons why it doesn't filter down, but especially in fucking Britain, all of this stuff has so many layers of fucking middlemen shitheads who just shag an Excel spreadsheet in some sort of fucking financial program every day of their lives between the thing that's changed and then the end consumer of whatever fucking financial product it is. And every single one of them's got to take a chunk out of it. So as soon as it changes, more money has to go into the top pocket, and then below and below. It's like fucking reverse mafia shit.
Well, it's actually really weird, this one, like this specific one, because it has to do with like these actual like 10,000 new like mortgage lenders that they're hoping to create with this system. But as far as I understand it, these 10,000 are only going to come through Nationwide, I think, because Nationwide was the only bank to sign up to this particular government scheme of like backstopping mortgages. The other banks showed no interest in this. So like the question is why, I think it's Nationwide, like why is also Nationwide the only one interested in this scheme? Is it because it's like so ticky-tacky that most banks can't be asked with it? Or is there something else wrong with it? Or like why if Barclays not interested, or RBS or whoever? Like that's something
Nationwide is like It's probably purely a marketing thing, because Nationwide is
Could
that
be, yeah.
like, one single bank that still does like the we love the people, we're a British institution, but in the good way, etc., etc.
It did give me 100
Yeah,
quid
I
the
mean,
other week, to be
like-
fair. So, like, you know,
Well, there you go.
I'd buy a house
Who
for
can
that.
say?
This is a bit of analysis from Vicky Spratt at, I refuse to say the I paper. It's too fucking stupid, but she writes for that, so whatever. When you consider that
The
again,
leaflet
this is
formerly known as the Independent.
yes, this is in this backdrop of like, you know, this helping a maximum of 36,000 homeowners. When you consider that there are more than 5 million households renting privately in the UK right now, and more than 1 million households on social housing waiting lists, this is a paltry figure. Well, yes. More than that, it could reinforce the feedback loop of expensive housing in Britain. Announcements like this essentially find creative new ways to get first-time buyers into huge amounts of debt to prop up a housing market where housing prices have soared far faster than wages. So yeah, it's not only is it stupid and inflating a bubble, it is also too ticky-tacky to make an actual substantive difference in the UK housing market.
Yeah,
like it's a loser on both sides.
Yeah, I mean
It's a perfect Labour policy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is managerialist technocrat bullshit. You know, it's the British version of, you know, the Kamala Harris fucking fund for, you know, ethnic minorities in deprived areas opening a business or whatever. But like, because the only thing in this country, the only thing in this country that's actually worth anything other than like the city of London is like the housing market. I wonder if those two things are linked. But yeah, so like we've got to fuck around with the one thing that makes any money in this country, and this is something. This number will have changed slightly, and isn't that the incremental change that we have all wanted for so long?
Well, I mean, like it's also like if you think about it in the sort of more pure political terms, it's like, you know, what are the wailing things that we've heard specifically from newspapers and even more so liberal newspapers in the last like decade? Essentially, it's like, oh, people don't trust politics anymore. Why don't people trust politics anymore? And it's like, so, and I think this is actually like a really good example, like a worked example, because what's going to happen is like this thing with the, you know, expanded credit for housing for people who want to get on the property ladder, blah, blah, blah. It's going to get not immense coverage, but it's going to get some coverage in the BBC and all the big papers. Like, they're going to write something about it. I don't know what like the slant is going to be, but they're going to write about it. And then people are going to be like, okay, so the government, you know, they're not going to pick up on that they're talking about 36,000 mortgages, of which 10,000 are new. They're just going to pick up like, okay, so the government is saying they're working to bring more finance so people can buy more houses. And then, you know, obviously 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, come the next election, come the next local election, people are going to look around and like maybe not even consciously remember like a fucking statement from Rachel Reeves in, you know, the Mansion House speech, but like, you know, it's just another thing where they look around and it's like, didn't you promise you were going to do something good? Like, it's like, you know, they're promising, oh, we're going to clean up Britain's rivers. And then people wonder why don't people trust politicians anymore? It's like, because you constantly keep making these big promises, and then your solution is this ticky-tacky shit, which it not only doesn't work, but if it works, makes everything worse.
And it's too abstract to even sell to people. Oh, there will be some extra mortgages given out. What does that mean? Does that make it easier to get the mortgage? If so, how? Like, will it actually impact me? Will I have enough money for it? Will I be able to afford it? None of that's answered. It's just some more mortgages will occur. Okay, cool. Like, no fears or worries of mine have been placated by this.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it just...
This government is only interested in incrementally making people's lives better in such a way that it is so slow that if anyone's life ever was made better by any of this, no one would notice. Like, it would be such a gradual change. It's the boy and frog shit, but like for good things. But
I mean, it's not even
because
good
of it's
thing.
functionally not good.
Is it?
But that's it. Yeah, it's so weak that it's just nothing. Like, anyone who will notice this, well, anyone who'll benefit from it won't even notice it. You know
I mean, like, you've got like fucking this government is clearly having like some kind of like moral dilemma with itself over the fact that they're going to get blasted with an ion cannon by reform in 2029 and like every fucking local election between now and then. And their big, the big brain genius at the Treasury, Rachel Reeves herself, has come out and dropped a massive big bang on the fucking housing market, and it's gonna affect maybe up to 36,000 people. Now,
if you want to make it local to your area, Alistair, it's like, all right, so 36,000 extra mortgages for first-time buyers. There are, give or take, 320 council authorities in the UK. So that works out to just over 110 houses per council. Wow, including one for London, or like, I don't know how many councils London has technically, but
many.
110 per council is like, it's nothing. It's chicken feed.
But it is more than zero, and that's the Labour promise.
Sorry, 320, by the way, is just England. I'm not talking about Scotland or Wales. That's excluded.
Let's see if we can get that number down below. What was it that poll said that included a Jeremy Corbyn influence party? Like 15% for Labour.
15%.
Like what? You just have to laugh, really, don't you? Like, it's just, no, it's like watching a guy drowning, and he's just kind of like, not even treading water, but like sucking the water into his mouth and spitting it out again. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, if anything, making things worse. No sense of self-preservation, no survival instinct. It's just pure ideology from tail to tip.
Yeah. Raking towards freedom.
Hi, this is Rob. I'm disturbing your delightful in-ear entertainment to tell you that we have a Patreon at patreon.com/praxiscast. You can go there for more episodes, our Discord, bonus clips, and much, much more. This is also me begging you for your money in exchange for goods and services. Thank you. Oh, very well then. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves some snacks. Bye. So to go back to like sort of the more patronizing end of things, like putting money in your pocket. Another thing in terms of mortgages that the government that's I think part of this same 36,000 houses thing is they're going to expand its mortgage backing scheme, where essentially the government will cover any losses a bank makes if they make particularly risky bets, essentially. So the government doesn't have to build council houses; they have to just prop up an X number of failing mortgages, essentially. And the reason why I want to bring this up in terms of being patronizing is this scheme, which is specifically targeted at people who have 95% of value mortgages, which is essentially the highest risk on offer currently in the UK. This scheme is called the Helping Hand Scheme.
Oh my god! It was turned. This was selected over other options like the monkey's paw. No, it's a helping hand in the sense of that fucking webcomic where they give the drowning guy the high five.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a helping hand, but it's not for you, the consumer. It's a helping hand for the bank because they can make completely guaranteed loans because they know the government will be there to catch the mortgage if it fails, essentially. So it's a risk-free option for a bank.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any other way that a government could ensure that people get into a home that is more their own than the private rented sector. But sadly, this is the only way, and we can only increment that by 36,000 people, up to 36,000 people over what time span?
Yeah. So this is from Vicky Spratt. Helping Hand allows first-time buyers to borrow up to 95% of a mortgage at 6 times their income to buy a home. Given the changes to the thresholds announced, this means first-time buyers should be able to buy homes worth up to £300,000. However, as anyone currently trying to buy a family-sized 3 or 4 bedroom home in many parts of the country, particularly in London and the southeast, will tell you £300,000 is not a large budget, or indeed, remotely sufficient. I think the average, we looked at it a while ago, the average house price in London is like 500 or 600k or something.
I have a friend who recently bought a 2-bed mid-terrace in, I think, zone 3 or 4 for over £400,000. And it's like...
so your friend would not have qualified for a helping hand.
Excellent.
Yeah, whatever. Well, whether or not him and his fiance have kids or not is an entire conversation when we finish this recording. But
yeah. Anyway, this mortgage stuff from like the big bang stuff announced by Rachel Reeves is like so ticky tacky bullshit that like even the Spectator can't muster the energy to even be mad at it. They just say it's bullshit and like inflating the housing when
you just know that they spent the entire garden party not shutting the fuck up about this as well.
There's just a few other things that I wanted to mention before we move on to. I found such an article for us. Another thing that will be announced is that the government will be reducing the transparency requirements in order to be listed on the London Stock Exchange. So how it works basically is like if you want to be listed on the London Stock Exchange as a new company, you need to like publish a prospectus that like gives a bunch of detailed information about your company, so that like before you get listed, investors can have a read through and like see if you're actually up to par, if you're something worth investing. That's how it's supposed to work, at least.
To see if you're real.
I mean, in the main, it's obviously just like hype and shit that determines whether or not you're like you get listed. Yeah. But this is a legal requirement. However, quote again the Financial Times.
Is the prospectus going to be downgraded to a leaflet or a calling card?
No, we'll get to the leaflet bit later. This now is. Companies will now only need to publish their prospectus 3 days before listing, down from 6 days. So, if you're an investor, like even a professional investor, if you want to invest in this company, you will only have 3 days to read the fucking thing before like the company just launches. Down from 6 days, which is already fucking madness.
Yeah, less than a week. Is that 6 actual days or 6 like working days?
Don't know. I hope to God it's working days, but I assume it's not. Anyway, speaking of leaflets, Alistair, quote again the Financial Times. Meanwhile, those companies already listed, but trying to sell more shares to raise capital, will only have to issue a fresh prospectus if they are selling more than 75% of the company's equity. That is up from the current threshold of 20%.
Oh my God.
It's like, we may be selling like vastly more than the majority of this company, of the equity of this company, but it's only 74%, so we don't have to tell you, how many dead horses are inside it. Nah. It's just...
I mean, surely this is one of those things that's going to get like actual pushback, because the only people in this country who are considered real are people who have enough money to be called an investor.
Well, the thing is, like, what the UK is like fretting about at the moment as like a state entity, and what the city doesn't like is like
private investment. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not private investment. Is that like where the London Stock Exchange used to be like a place of prestige? Like if you got a listing in London, that would like already sort of signify that you were sort of a big player essentially. Whereas now most people go to, I think, the America to get listed, or like other places. So what they want to do is like by relaxing all these rules is to have like number go up.
Completely strip away listed. The prestige. Oh, right, okay.
Yes. No, because they'll have more prestige because more listings. So like...
number go up more. It's like leveling up in Call of Duty.
You know how that freak, the guy who used to run WeWork, right? Adam Newman, the company.
Guy.
Yeah, the what if we rented a bunch of office space and then subleased it and then gave you cucumber water? You know, remember that as like that was a tech startup
somehow still lost money.
Yeah, and somehow still lost it.
Somehow.
Yes. Yeah, so like he currently has a new business venture, which other podcasts have talked about in more detail, but is essentially that same model, but for residential properties.
That's like just called Be the Landlord. It's
yeah, but because this time there's like a website involved, so it's a technology company again.
Yeah, landlords are decades away from finding out about the concept of websites.
Yeah, so basically, like his new company, for the life of me, can't remember what it's called at the moment. But like, what they want to do with this stuff is like when that guy goes public with his new like digital landlord company, that he does so on the LSE because like there are all these nice conditions and like it'll be a big listing with a big name attached and that'll sound cool. So then London's investment cool again, and that will bring more money into your pocket. Don't ask me how.
I can't wait for the listing of Pursa LLC or whatever the fuck it's going to be called.
But yeah, like basically all these rules will just create like a more opaque, less regulated, harder to perceive stock market with less rules, but also more higher risk mortgages flowing through the system with more state backing. I can't think of any reason that this could possibly go wrong.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I can't think of any reason why this would be bad, really. Well, I can think of lots of reasons why it would be bad in the short term, but in the long term, I can only think that giving the institution that is incredibly keen on fucking killing itself a loaded gun that I don't like.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. However, though, David, you as the savvy consumer, as the savvy investor, specifically with your pension fund, your ISA, you will be buying...
I have bought Warhammer. I am not a savvy consumer.
No, but you will be buying more stocks and shares because, quote the Financial Times, what City of London figures are dubbing a new Tell Sid campaign to persuade the British public to buy more shares. The Chancellor's speech to City grandees will include plans to give...
Who's called Sid? It's 2025. No one is called fucking Sid.
Well, I'll get to what that is in a moment, but let me finish the thing first. The Chancellor's speech but the listeners might not, to city grandees will include plans to give what one Treasury official calls the information and support they need to start investing in stocks and shares, moving away from cash savings. So, you know, we will be doing more publication for our big shiny casino that we have here.
And, I wonder what happened to all those guys who already have... have positions in all of these stocks and shares. I wonder if their investments will increase in value or not
if more people enter the casino.
If more people enter the casino, there's going to be more people on the machines, and I, the person who runs the casino, I'm going to make a load of money off of it.
Exactly. In crypto terminology. In crypto terminology, you are what is called exit liquidity. You are the route buying in so that the people who already have made bank have actual cash to clear out and, go live on an island. And, you're left holding the bag when, the company with the invisible prospectus, fucks off. Yeah, anyway, just to briefly return for maybe our younger listeners who don't know what the Tell Sid campaign is. This is like the actual literal, Margaret Thatcher, quote unquote, popular capitalism. It was the original campaign, PR campaign to persuade the British public to buy shares in the newly privatized British Gas. The institution you just adore today if you're their customer.
Yeah, how's that working out for you now, you cunts?
Yeah. Anyway, that's the Tell Sid reference. And just to finish this up before we head to our article, if you were curious at all, who's going to be in charge of all these awesome new changes that will put, once again, money in your pocket? Well, quite frankly...
Alan Sugar.
You don't really need to know anymore, David. Quote the Financial Times. The government is also planning to drastically slim down the senior manager and certification rules, so fewer top financial staff have to be assessed for their suitability to do their job. So yeah.
Oh, I hate it here.
You know, this is just... But this is like... Every fucking government for the last 20 years has done this exact same big bang bullshit. Because there's a bunch of pension rules I didn't get into, but like... It's just like desperately hoovering the last pennies out of everybody's pockets and like cramming them into the big casinos so a number can go up. It's really fucked. Like, and it's not gonna make people better off. Like in GDP divided by person, maybe, but not like you, the actual listener. No.
Yeah. See, before we move on to this article, I would like to just briefly return to a whole aspect of the first topic that we did not talk about at all.
Oh, the online safety bill.
Yes. This will also force porn websites to start doing age verification, and people are going to need to upload their face onto the internet to watch porn.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this with November Kelly, which was on in episode 329, yeah. And,
yeah,
you know...
But,
yeah.
This is coming in, and there's zero fanfare around that end of it, because why would you put any fanfare on the end of that? Because voters will fucking hate that shit.
Oh,
yes.
This
and also,
is finally the one policy to lose the centrist dad population.
Also, can you imagine like that fucking anodyne droid Peter Kyle talking about online pornography? Like, you'll just never want to have sex again when that man talks.
Looking like that fucking guy who had a picture taken of him next to his wife after he'd bought loads of pay-per-view videos on Sky or whatever.
Yeah. But this is actually going to fuck up so many people in so many relationships. To a point of hilarity, like, oh well, I don't want to upload my face. I know what I'll do. I'll verify by credit card, because a lot of places will let you verify by credit card because you've already been checked to be 18 to have the credit card. That's all fine. Something's going to appear on that statement, and chances are you are still getting things posted out to you because you are 50 years old or whatever, and don't like checking the emails.
Yeah. So, anyway, having checked the pornography section of our podcast,
I just want to bring it up because it's going to be very, very funny when people start getting really mad about it but can't talk about it outwardly.
Yeah, like, why are you mad?
Just from July 25th, the mood of the country is going to sour, but no one will talk about why.
Yeah, your dad would just like be raging down in the pub for like no apparent reason, but like you know why.
Yeah. Fun times ahead, everyone.
Imagine having to fucking like do a fucking face scan in order to buy bathwater from your favorite fucking OnlyFans person. You know, a medieval peasant would have died from that sentence, but.
This will be what finally puts them under 20%.
Yes.
And I can't think of a policy that they deserve more to have it happen to.
For first Jeremy Corbyn party policy, free porn for everyone.
Anyway, I have a new star to introduce to you for the article read, and also I've been saving this one because, like, Alistair, you a while ago, you talked about... You remember how Zoran Mamdani did, like, super well and won the mayoral primary?
Oh, yeah, and all of a sudden, he's public enemy number one.
No, this is not that. This is different. This is good advice that you should definitely take from the pages of from the Financial Times. This is by Rana Faruha. She's... on the whole, like, fairly innocent, like, nothing remarkable. But this one fucking goes. The title is...
I mean, to be fair, if you were going to take advice as, like, a democratic socialist from any newspaper, it's probably the one that actually thinks that capitalism is good, but also, in order to do capitalism, you need to have a clear-eyed view of the world.
Yes. But this is the columnist section where, they also employ Stephen Bush among others.
Dragons.
It's a bit more wild than that. It's entitled "Make America Affordable Again." This is the main lesson to take from the New York populist Zoran Mamdani. What is the meaning of Zoran Mamdani, the democratic socialist who might become New York City's next mayor? I have been pondering this question since Mamdani bested the well-connected and deep-pocketed, parentheses, albeit scandal-tainted, that's one way to put it, establishment Democrat and Andrew Cuomo to become the party's nominee for the November mayoral election. He's running, by the way. He just announced yesterday, Cuomo's running as an independent, splitting even more votes. It's fantastic.
Can I just? There's a fucking beautiful excerpt from an article where someone interviewed him after Cuomo did one of those fucking video, or tried to emulate one of those videos that Mamdani's been doing with like across New York recently. It's just this little excerpt. It's only a couple sentences. Cuomo said he would make affordability a cornerstone of his general election campaign, but would run on the notion that he will actually be able to make the city more affordable, while Mamdani will only talk about it. It's not about just connecting with the perception of the problem, it's finding the real solution, and then having the ability to do it. You don't want someone who just connects. That's step one. What you really want is the problem solver, and I can actually do that. Next sentence. So what would he do on housing affordability? Quote, there is no real answer.
My
a political titan.
Yeah, well, this will dovetail very nicely into this article, actually, as will become apparent later. My answer is that Mamdani is a wake-up call for the Democrats and a warning about what they should not do in the midterms and the presidential elections. There are 3 key lessons to be learned here. So, like, the first thing is essentially like, Mamdani is really good at like being on social media. He seems like an actual human being, grassroots networks, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of, that's kind of ticky-tacky stuff that kind of speaks for itself. But like, it also massively confuses A for B, which is like, yes, Mamdani is a very handsome fucking man, but like, who does really well on camera. But like, the reason people like him is the same reason a load of people like Jeremy Corbyn or Bernie Sanders. It's not like who are not good media performers. They're like, people like these guys because the policies they want to enact resonate, and they want to do shit along those lines, right? Like, that's how that works. It's the cart before the horse.
There is also that, when I say authenticity, I mean authenticity, not like authenticrat. I love to go down the pub, have a 7-a-side football game at 9 o'clock, and then like narrowly swerve past Deliveroo drivers in the evening, kind of thing. Like these like, I mean, fucking Jeremy Corbyn is a weird guy, right? He likes manhole covers, he makes jam, he does his allotment stuff, but like, fine. Yeah. Like, he's a person who does stuff like that. But yeah, like,
God forbid a man have a hobby.
Yeah, that's right.
Some people buy Warhammer as their retirement fund.
Zoran Mamdani is going to be a good mayor though, because he's a SimCity expert. So how hard can it be?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Well, you say all of this, but that said, lesson number 2 is that the left shouldn't veer too far left when it comes to policy. So left, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, like, I suppose it's all a matter. The question at hand then is, how far left are you defining as too far left? Do you mean left at all of what is the commonly acceptable section of the Overton window, or do you mean like,
seize the means of production?
Yeah, somewhere between like social democracy and seizing the means of production. Yeah, somewhere between those two, and I might be happy, but probably a different set criteria for the person who wrote this article.
Mamdani's campaign promises, rent freezes, free buses, and a minimum wage of $30 are never going to come to fruition. Parentheses, good luck getting the centrist governor Kathy Hochul, who controls key budget and policy issues for the city, on board, let alone key business interests. So,
Yeah, we've
can't,
already stacked the
because-
deck against this guy, so, like, fucking hell, like, there's no way he's going to get to do the stuff that people actually want him to do. And is it like a few sentences? I may have seen some of this. A few sentences later, where it's like, oh, this might breed resentment.
Almost. This could create cynicism, which will
There we
play
go.
into the hands, which will play into the hands of Republicans at both the local and the national level. You can already imagine that. You can already imagine the jokes about New York becoming Venezuela. Ding, 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 ding. All right, everybody, grab your bingo
Venezuela iPhone 100 billion dead. That's who we're putting up against Mamdani.
Where socialist Hugo Chavez only made the economy and social problems worse. So, like, let's
I wonder what the context of that was.
Let's unpack this a little bit. What she's saying here is, like, his central campaign promises, rent freezes, free buses, and a much higher minimum wage, are never going to happen. Why are they never going to happen? Well, because this other person in the Democratic Party, of whom Mamdani is now the nominee, will simply not do it. So, is there anything that, like, the Democratic Party as an organization could do to, like, get the governor and the mayor of one of the biggest cities in the world to play ball with each other, to, like, actually do some things, like these actual concrete policies, and then maybe in, like, an election cycle to come say, wow, look, because we worked so well together in New York, we froze the rent, there are free buses, and the minimum wage got raised. And then maybe, like, you could bring that to, like, other states and other cities to say, we could do this there, why can't we do it here? But no, it's not even like this will be blocked by President Trump or something, by the other opposing side who are just, like, raging libertarian capitalists. Like, no, it's the opposition's coming from inside the house, but that's just like, oh, you have to shake your head. Yeah, that's just the world we live in.
It's like trying to tell the tide to go back out. It just can't be done. Like, these are just forces of nature that have sprung forth from the earth, fully formed. And that's why Mamdani's campaign pledges have to be destroyed and will be destroyed, and that in the end will breed cynicism, which is Mamdani's fault for getting people's hopes up.
Yeah, you should never get people's hopes up. That's very important. Because if they feel like a sense of change, they might actually, like, come out and vote and do disgusting shit like that.
Yeah, God forbid.
What if someone comes to the centrist rally and says that good things are possible?
That said, lesson number 3, and this is the most important one, is that Mamdani has landed on the single biggest political issue in the US for the next years, which is affordability. Now, that's true in America, but also in Britain. If you're a Marxist, I think materially affordability is a way of talking about it is fundamentally about material conditions. Like, I choose to sort of substitute A for B.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would say the impending fascism coming from every single wing of the fucking political establishment is probably a bigger deal right now, but...
Sure.
They both kill people, I guess.
America, like many nations, has been experiencing a cost of living crisis as inflation in areas such as housing, education, and healthcare outpaces wage increases, which is true, but, also you guys were in charge for a bunch of that time. Whatever.
Rob, there's my phone has just gone off, and there's like a stream of messages from a guy called Will Stansel, whoever the fuck that is. He's I don't know. He just keeps going. He keeps saying that, like, people are actually fine. People are actually having the best time of their lives. I mean, and you can't argue with that.
Trump was able to use the issue of inflation to
Will Stansel pay for and eat the eggs?
Eat the statistically average eggs. Trump was able to use the issue of inflation to take down Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but the economy is now his to defend. His policies will drive inflation up. This is all that Democrats should be talking about between now and 2028. Their message must explain how Trump's Medicare cuts fund tax breaks for billionaires. They should have a home. The food assistance programs have been cut as private equity barons are encouraged to rack up debt via carried interest deductions. Yeah, they should definitely say it that way, because that's, a sentence that doesn't put people to sleep. Doesn't put me to sleep, but I'm weird like that. They should lay out how the unsustainable deficits created. Yes, they should talk about the unsustainable deficits.
Oh, the fucking deficit! I forgot that. Like, this is still like a thing that American liberals are like obsessed with. Like, I feel like we've sort of not moved past it, but like we just go completely insane over other irrelevant bullshit over here now.
Yeah, we've rebranded to like celestial objects to stand in. Like we are doing full financial astrology at this point by referencing the black hole.
But Democrats must do more than bash Trump. They also need to come up with honest answers for the cost of living crisis. But not, I remind you, freezing rents, free buses, or higher minimum wage. Not those things. Those are bad things.
No,
that's Venezuela.
Yeah.
They have to do...
With these things sound like they might put money in people's pockets.
Yes. Well, let's start with New York. Free buses remind me of the 2 hours of free state nursery services I enjoyed when I had a baby in London years ago. It afforded me a nap, and I was grateful, but it wasn't a childcare solution for a working mother. It's like, okay, yeah, if you only got 2 hours, that did kind of suck, but like, you did get a nap, and you were grateful, so it wasn't nothing. And also, like,
hang on, Rana, hang on. Is she saying that the thing that she got under a liberalish government wasn't quite good enough?
Yes. But her answer is to bin the whole thing off and not say, I got the start of something good, why don't we make it bigger?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. No, she's right, obviously. Good things aren't possible, etc., etc.
It's just, like, the most nihilistic, defeatist attitude that anyone can have for anything. This thing that I had that was better than nothing was better than nothing. Therefore, we should just not bother entirely.
Therefore, fuck it.
Therefore, fuck it. Why do anything? Why even try? Why even get out of bed in the morning? Why even remain conscious during the day? What is the point? I don't know.
But
man.
check out.
Why the fuck is my inner monologue playing?
It's very subtle, but see if you can spot the very subtle substitution that's going on in this pair of sentences. Mamdani's free bus proposal is a response to the fact that people are struggling to afford basics like transportation to their jobs. But it won't fix the city's subway, which carries more than the double amount of passengers riding on buses every day. So because his bus proposal doesn't fix the subways...
Liberals love this so fucking much. Oh, you haven't solved all problems at all times in all places with this one thing that you proposed? Well, allow me to get James Ball on your ass because we shouldn't bother doing any of that stuff then anyway.
Excuse you,
and if you were
your
ever
trick...
to put that back to a fucking like Labour government, why you're in charge? Why haven't you done it? Oh, well, it's simply not possible. Actually, you fool, you rube.
Yeah, these things are very complicated. Actually, there are many different variables that you have to consider when you're in government. Well, have you considered changing any of them? Like up,
excuse
me, fucking down.
How good your life would be though if we simply put a couple of pennies in your pocket so you could jingle them? Yay! Money in your pocket, yay! Fuck off.
It's just like, look. Of course, I don't know enough about New York City subway systems. As far as I understand, they are like in need of refurbishment and expansion. Like, I don't know, probably yes. But it's like, yeah, but if more people take the bus and they can get to their work more and there's more buses and then they can ride them for free, that will be improving, like, not the lives of the people who only take the subway, but there's just people who just take the bus. And they will be better off. It's a start.
Yeah, well, I'm like...
Yeah, but if you take the bus, you're lower than scum.
Yeah, certainly to the, the mind of a well-to-do American liberal. Like, if you're a person that regularly takes the bus, you're hardly better than cattle.
Yeah.
Making New York affordable requires more than slogans. Yeah, it requires policies like freezing rents and free bus travel and improved minimum wages, but I've already been told I can't have those.
It's almost as though there is a fucking material difference between a slogan and a policy, and turning a policy into a slogan is not the same as we will empower people to have the change that they deserve in their lives when considering what health insurance provider to choose. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, for one? And two, these are real things that he's saying. Like, I will freeze the rent. And if he doesn't freeze the rent, then people can hold him accountable for that.
No, Alistair, because actually, on housing, rather than a market-distorting rent freeze... not distorting the rent market. Oh, no. Mamdani... All right, see if you can... This is classic lib shit. Instead of doing something actual, what do you think she wants Mamdani to do instead?
Does he want to,
shoot himself in the fucking head?
No, this is lib shit.
Relocate himself to the nearest football stadium.
Put yourself in the mind of your inner Will Stansel.
Do nothing, because people are actually... their rent is fine. The rent is actually a reasonable amount, and they should just keep paying it no matter how extortionate it is.
Almost.
I can't actually ask my Will Stansel. He's currently face deep in a toilet.
Yeah, you just found him like that.
You were reasonably close, Alistair. Mamdani would do better to run a comprehensive study on outdated laws that keep good living space off the market. Parentheses, here I agree with the abundance crowd. We really need to talk about abundance as well.
Yes, I too have been kicked repeatedly in the head by a horse. And the abundance stuff sounds great, man. Like, more stuff. Okay? Yep, I'm not going to look into this any further.
So, like, instead of doing an actual thing, if he can get it done, etc., that, would make a difference. What if he spent the next 4 years wrangling with, some insane study that would get published and then buried and nothing would ever happen again on, a comprehensive study on outdated laws? What if we just did nothing but, pretended to do something? How is that working out for liberalism everywhere?
I mean, these cunts lost. Was it all three branches? I forget. All three branches of the federal government, and your. I mean, I always feel like I'm wasting my breath here, because we all collectively know, including you, the listener, if you've been listening for any length of time, that the purpose of the liberal is not to learn lessons, and also to just fight against the left wherever it emerges, and be so subsumed into capitalist realism that the notion that anyone could even pretend to try and address the material concerns of people that voted for them is just anathema. So rather than doing the thing that people will go, hey, my rent hasn't gone up since that guy got made mayor. Why don't you just do the thing that, even if it affected anyone, would be four guys? I mean, just look at the fucking big bang of fucking British housing market that we're meant to be getting this year, and cool. This would be great for all fucking. Every fucking election that the Democrats are fighting in, they're perpetually in an election cycle anyway. So,
but are you ready in this magic trick of an article? Are you ready for the prestige or the turn?
Do I get dropped into a tank that kills me? Spoilers, by the way.
Check this shit out. I have personal experience with this as a former New York City landlord.
Yes. Oh. It's like in the UK we get this really
how I bought a house at the age of 12.
We get this really meager and unfulfilling newspaper articles, which are just obviously infuriating. But in America, they got that shit locked down. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I used to be a landlord, and here's why Mamdani shouldn't do anything and shouldn't go too far left.
A trivial code violation, the ground floor windows in my Brooklyn townhouse, which, that's got to be worth fucking, were 6 inches too short, which meant that the beautifully renovated garden apartment that I once rented out for half its market value to offset some of my own mortgage had to be ripped apart and turned back.
Fuck off.
Yeah. See, she was the benevolent landlord, the one that always fucking shows up in every single one of these fucking articles.
The lovely, benevolent landlord who was providing housing which wasn't up to code. How benevolent. Fuck off.
That I once rented out for half its market value to offset some of my own mortgage, i.e. I had other people pay my mortgage for me, had to be ripped apart and turned back into a basement. It is now my personal Pilates studio, which I'm sure would infuriate but not help the average Mamdani voter looking for living space.
Fucking every single one of them. I want every single landlord to live to see the day where every penny they were ever paid in rent is made equal to equity in the fucking property.
Yeah. It's fucking...
People. Jesus.
So this is 6 inches on a window in a basement, apartment, presumably, before it got reconfigured. That's...
So, no, actually, sorry, Alistair, it's a beautifully renovated garden apartment that had to be turned back into a basement. So it's either at garden level and beautiful, or it's a basement. But it's both. It's very unclear.
Due to ancient New York regulations, I raised my basement several feet up so that I could turn it into a Pilates studio. That should really be the headline.
It'd be one of those weird half underground situations or something. But like whatever the fuck it is, like your own fucking fault.
If
you're gonna do this shit, guess what? There's rules.
I wonder if there might be more people who might be affected by a rent freeze than by a single fucking apartment being on the market or not. I mean, I'm curious. This guy's not tinkering around the edges enough.
My non-Euclidean apartment. Like every time the inspectors came by, they bled from the eyes. We need to.
And now I've turned it into a Pilates studio.
What's true in New York is also true at the national level. Democrats need sharp candidates with honest, doable ways, so, not rent freezes, increasing the minimum wage, or providing transport, to reduce the cost of living in America. Something that is a worry for even those who are solidly middle class. If they're worried about the cost of living and whether or not they can afford the rent, are they still middle class? Is the middle class simply an artificial construction in between the bourgeoisie and the working class?
No, Rob.
Yes.
Rob and David, we have to enter the mind of the American liberal. Right. So you guys,
killing myself already.
You two have your socialism meters set to the wrong setting. Middle class is what Americans call people who have to work for a living. Like, this is a fundamental misunderstanding that I think you two are having. Middle class means working class in America. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Even though,
I know that they mean it like that, but at the same time, these cunts say herbs, so I'm not listening to them. Fuck them. I'm sorry, but no, you can't just say the working class is now the middle class. Do you feel better? Fuck up.
Yeah.
You're either working classy or not.
They also have sticks of butter, which is just not fucking real. But she can't help herself because she has to drop this shit in, of course, which is Mamdani's support was highest among people making between $60,000 and $150,000 a year. So, like, that's either the middle class or she's doing that thing with, like, oh, it's only, hipsters with money who vote left.
Isn't, like, $60,000 is actually, like, not that remarkable a salary in America because...
Certainly not in New York, yeah.
Certainly not in New York, yeah, like, because... Like, American income...
You've got your healthcare to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a lot more costs, but salaries are also higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking fucked up, man.
While cost of living issues in the city are extreme enough to support populism, more moderate and progressive candidates in other states are also running on affordability. Yeah, are they just talking about it, or are they doing things like, I don't know, rent freezes, transport, I just keep banging on about it. Last paragraph. This argues for flipping the Biden playbook. The next Democratic presidential candidate will have to talk a lot less about manufacturing and more about inflation, parentheses, and Trump's contribution to it. And to come up with...
fuck up. Who cares what he did to it? Who cares? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Oh, inflation is bad. Okay, do something about it.
It matters if it starts to, like, show up in the actual, daily expenses of people. Like, I mean, but then, like, you always have to sort of educate how that works. But it's like a hard,
Yes, that's my point. It's such a fucking abstract concept that talking about it is never going to achieve anything. If people say inflation is up, they'll say, well, that sounds fucking weird and complex. Is that not your job to stop that? And if you're going to go, well, yes, but the last guy, what are you doing? What is that? There are no solutions to, inflation was really high a while ago and we've not done anything to bring it down other than some sort of government support programs, and also some sort of way to put more money in your pocket.
And also, if you start talking about like how the inflation has factored through into your daily shopping, which is a literal thing, that's an actual thing that is a real problem, certainly in America. But like once you enter the terrain of like, and Trump's contribution and the big beautiful bill, which is shit and will do bad things, but like you're already on the ground where like the next freak you're going to encounter is some person from the American Enterprise Institute, some like right-wing ghoul steeped in insane economics, and then you're going to have a debate that like everybody tunes out from, instead of when you can just say vote for me and there'll be rent freezes and we'll fix some fucking public transport.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and then you just do them.
Yeah, I mean, like, fucking Biden, Kamala's faction of the Democrats, the massively dominant one that's been in charge for basically the whole time except for briefly when Obama was president. Just can't stop, shooting themselves completely in the dick in various elections because, they're not really interested in winning them. And, like, maybe give this guy a go. Maybe just let him do the stuff or try and do the stuff that he says he wants to do and then see whatever fucking happens. But no, we can't do that because the worst thing that could conceivably happen from the Democratic establishment's point of view is that he actually succeeds.
And also, they're not going to let him.
She mentioned at the top of try the best.
And also, like, they're not going to let him. Like, she mentioned at the top of the article, like, the fucking governor's going to, like, fucking, fuck him over before he has a chance to do any of it. And, like, the rest of the New York Democratic establishment is just, like, can't stop, darkly hinting about anti-Semitism. I saw fucking Hakeem Jeffries is at it again, like, today, basically. Just sort of saying, he needs to... Why doesn't he simply apologize for the phrases that he used in the past? Which is something I've never seen before.
Where is Jonathan Ashworth at the moment, by the way? Is he in your country? Or...
Turn on your TV.
Yeah. Yeah. More about inflation and come up with solid ideas on how to make America affordable again.
Fuck off.
So you can only come up with ideas like... Why don't you do a study about like why the window on my Brooklyn townhouse was 6 inches too high, and how, if we did a lengthy study on that and then fixed 3 small things, then maybe there could be 3 more apartments in 5 years. Bullshit.
Yeah. We love studies. Studies are good because they put all the good things hidden away in a massive pamphlet and no one will read it, and you've done the work because you said that's all you would do. Well done.
Yeah,
it's fucked up that these people in New York are getting to like vote for a candidate that's actually offering things. The concept of that is just, since fucking 2019, it is so alien to me now. The idea of actually being able to vote for a party that says they're going to do some stuff that would actually make a meaningful difference to you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's liberalism's latest grand idea for retaking America. Don't do actual things, just do big ideas.
Yeah, don't do real things, do stupid bullshit.
Wonderful. Well, If you would like to do some stupid bullshit, why don't you go to patreon.com/praxiscast and sign up to give us money, £5 a month, for 2 bonus episodes. And Discord access. The Discord thing, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with this. The age verification may well impact that. We may have to continue with it and just deal with it. So people will drop off, that's whatever. We may look at alternatives as well. I don't know yet. I don't know what shape it's going to be yet. So wait out on that if you are a concerned listener. I don't know what's going on, but we're looking at it. Also, you have the option of going to twitch.tv/praxiscast at 6:30 on a Sunday. There will be streams there.
Yeah, Jamie and Alistair are playing like, what if Minecraft was like not weeb enough for you? You need like several more layers of chopping down plants to make it bush or whatever the fuck.
Look, I'm not going to take fucking lessons from the guy who thinks that Horizon Forbidden West is a good game.
I never said it was a good game. I'm just obsessed with it. It's different.
Yeah. Well, you can shut your damn mouth then, can't you?
Well, I'm also not gonna take lessons from like the Pixel Man who chops plants.
You should both do what I'm doing, which is simply playing a 20-year-old game that is heavily modded forever.
No, you already but Skyrim.
No. No, God, no. No, the real-time strategy hit Star Wars Empire at War, of course. Yeah.
Anyway, maybe David will stream that.
Yeah, maybe, but I probably won't, because I'm not very good at it. Okay, so don't look at the thousands of hours of playtime on my Steam account, please. And we will also have, we do have merch available, praxiscast.tmail.com. Get a t-shirt and sweat through it, because the weather will not fucking stop returning to the heat. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.